Thank you for joining me for another video of Goldtine Hunting Productions. Today I'm going to be doing another review, and it's going to be on the Hawk Helium 30-inch climbing sticks. But before we get into that, I want to remind you, I am going to also be giving this away in early April. This is the Ridge Runner Out on a Limb platform, and I did a review on it, and if you want to win it, you've got to go to that last video, make a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe. Technically you only have to comment, but if you did the like button and subscribe, that would be much appreciated as well. But go over there, check out the review on this. It's a very good platform. I was very happy with it. Make a comment and you'll automatically be entered to win that. Also, before we get into the review, I want to remind you to head over to my website, goldtine.com, and you can check out what I have to sell with apparel, hats. I make custom European mount plaques for all those Euro mounts, bucks that aren't quite big enough to be mounted, or you don't want to pay the money to have a buck mounted. But head over there, take a look at that. I got a lot of cool stuff on that, and I think you'll like it. All right, let's get into the review. The first thing you'll notice, just to get right out of the way, they have straps. Now, these are Lone Wolf straps and some old straps that I had. The ones that they send with these are like a grayish camo, you know, more to blend in with the actual stick versus, you know, obviously I got brown and black. Doesn't seem to matter, but these are my straps. They do come with straps, as I said. A lot of people like to use daisy chains. I actually tried that, and to be honest with you, it didn't feel like the stick was as secure to the tree as when you can strap them on around these. So they come with straps, and as you can see right here, they loop around those, which a lot of sticks and stuff do now, and you just tighten it to the tree and push it down, and you're good to go. The other thing you'll notice about these is see the steps, and I actually like this. See how they all fold up. Every single one of them fold up, so when you're carrying it, it's very thin. You don't have these steps sticking out like this. There'd be 6 of them, you know, catching onto twigs and stuff like that. It's very narrow. That's actually a good thing. So the next thing is these, as you will notice, I am holding one. See that? I'm holding one, and yet the other 2 are attached. I don't have any straps around them or anything like that. What they have is they have suction cups. As you can see here, they have suction cups on top and the bottom. On the other side, they have these little knobs. You can see right there. And what you do is you take it and you push it down over top of it, and it suction cups into it, and it holds it together. Now you can see, I mean, I'm shaking it pretty good, and they're holding together. So they work. Now I will say this, I have heard a lot of complaints on hunting forums that these suction cups are breaking, or they have to be modified to make sure that it goes in, or when they pull it out, this end piece here breaks off, and now you don't have a suction cup. I've not had that issue, but I've heard enough complaints about it that it clearly has. I've seen pictures too. It clearly has been an issue. It hasn't happened to me. Worst case scenario from my perspective, you would have to use a you know, strap to just hold them together, which I've done for years with my other sticks. But I mean, that is a legitimate issue for sure. I've not personally had that, but I have seen that many other people have. So part of that, I think maybe it's because the way that they're pulling off. If you pull off straight, you may get that issue. The way I do it is I pull off from the top and then the bottom. So I've never had an issue with them coming or breaking like that. I gotta try to get it back together around my straps. There, back together again. I've never had a problem again with those coming off, but some people have complained that they do. Let me say this, I have tried for the last 2 years a bunch of different options. I tried the Wild Edge with a Nader Swader. Love the idea. I just didn't feel safe enough. Actually fell one time, Thankfully I was on the first one and not up you know, 15 feet, and I had my lineman's belt on, so you know, I caught myself and my feet actually touched the ground, but had I been up higher, it would have been pretty painful. So I love the idea, and I was able to get up 25 feet with like 3 pounds of weight, but it just didn't feel safe enough for me. I've got 4 kids. I just can't afford to be getting hurt. And quite frankly, I'm in my 40s and not as agile as I used to be. So anyways, here these are. My understanding is, based on the website, you go there and they're 2.99 pounds each. Now, I don't know if that's without the strap or with the strap, but the strap is gonna add another maybe, probably, you know, with the strap and the stick, it's probably 3 pounds total. I'll actually try to measure it on one of my scales and see how much these straps weigh. But you're talking about total about 3 pounds per stick. So with 3 of them, I've got 9 pounds here. I'm gonna, with my 4th one, if I had another one of these, you'd have about 12. That's not that bad. Again, I'm using a saddle. My saddle's like a pound. So between my saddle and my climbing system, I've got, you know, 13, 14 pounds total. That's very helpful when you're carrying a bunch of camera gear into the woods. It's 30 inches long. Now I know they have a one that is 20 inches. I don't see a huge advantage of the 20 inch, to be honest with you. Now I know if you're walking through swamps and stuff like that, that it can be helpful to not be grabbing on stuff, but I would rather have that extra 10 inches, quite frankly, on one stick and carry less sticks than carry more sticks that are shorter. That's just me. I hunted in some pretty nasty stuff last year, and honestly, I didn't really have an issue with these catching on that much to other stuff. Other thing about these that I like is, you know, again, I'm in my 40s. I'm not as agile as I used to be, and I've got a torn quad, so taking big steps and stuff like that is you know, it actually kind of hurts it. The thing I like about these is these steps are only 10 inches apart from each other, so you're not really taking very big steps when you use it. My biggest step actually is the aider that I use. I use an aider, and what I do is I put these up about, I'm like 5'10", so if I have it a couple inches above me, that's 6 feet between steps. If I have 4 of them, that's 24 feet, not including my my platform, which is going to be typically, you know, 1 to 1.5 feet higher above even this. So I can get up 25 feet with 4 of these and a platform, and that's not with that's without having to take huge steps. Again, the biggest step is with my aider, but with me being able to put the sticks at 6 feet high, I don't have to have, even for that, I don't have to have some huge step that makes it a pain in the butt. So let me get this on the tree, and then I'll go over some more of it and show you what I do like about it and what I don't like about it. As far as putting on a tree, they're actually, you know, fairly simple. One of the things you'll see, I take my rope, and when I'm done with it, I just wrap it up. Obviously this would be tighter, but I just wrap it up around there, and that holds it, and then I can put them all 3 together. This is the only thing that hangs, but it's not that much, it's not a big deal. When I'm done, or when I want to use them, I just pinch and pull up. That loosens it enough. Now I take this right off. I'm not going to put it up to the 6 feet I'd normally put it. I'll just put it out here. Take it, wrap it around the tree, tighten it, put my feet down, and then I just cinch it down like that. Let me lower this some because I don't want to have to use my aider to step up on it. There we go. The first thing I don't like about these sticks is they are very narrow. The steps are, and they have these little teeth on here, and when you grab it, you know, I'm reaching up here. When I grab it with my bare hands, you know, it kind of digs into your hands, to be honest with you. Now if you're wearing gloves, which in the winter I am, but early season I don't wear gloves, it's kind of a pain in the butt because you're grabbing onto it and you're kind of pulling yourself, so you're pulling this thin little step, and it kind of digs into your hands, and honestly it hurts a little bit. The other thing with it being so thin is, for me, now this is just me, obviously when I'm climbing up, I'm going pretty fast. It can't take me 3 or 4 minutes, I wouldn't think, to get up there if, you know, if I'm moving at a good clip, specifically during daytime. In the morning it might take longer because it's dark out. But the other thing is, when I get to the top and I'm putting on, let's say I'm putting on my platform, and I have just used these before without my other stick, but what I was standing on this for quite a while, you know, like this, while I'm getting my, not quite a while, but while I'm getting my platform set up. Honestly, my feet start to hurt because there's just not much to stand on. It's so thin. Typically, when I get up to the tree, I take my backpack off, attach it to the tree, then I pull out my platform, then I put my platform wear on, I tighten it, and I could be here for, you know, a few minutes doing that, especially if I'm trying to be quiet. I'm going to take my time. My feet, personally, they start to hurt a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but it is not very comfortable. Stepping on these is not comfortable at all. The other thing I don't like about it is, and I know they're trying to save on weight, and that's important for sure, is it's not very far off the tree. It's very close to the tree, and as a result of that, there's not a whole lot of room for your, you know, for your feet. Again, personally, for comfortability, I would like it to be a little farther off the tree, but there's enough on there that I'm fine with the fact that it's tight to the tree, because again, it makes up for it in weight. Those are a couple of the things that I don't like about it, but other than that, they're pretty good sticks. So the question is, what would I give this? It's a hard one. I definitely don't like those. I definitely don't like those things that I said. To me, it's kind of a pain. But I also understand it based on trying to save weight. I would probably give this a 6.5 to 7, which is a pretty good rating. It's not a great rating, but it's a pretty good rating. But I'm sure there are better sticks out there. But also, you know, for the cost, I think you can get 3 of these for like 120 bucks. You know, some of these other sticks that are out there, you're spending 120 bucks just for one. I don't have that kind of money. So for safety, for weight purposes, for carrying purposes, packability purposes, I would say probably, I'll give it a 7. And these will be the ones that I'm planning on using again this coming year. I know a lot of people are getting into the one sticking. Just at my age and where I'm at, I don't ever see myself doing that. So I've got to find the best possible climbing system that really takes everything into account with the weight and safety and even just size. And it's going to get me up in the tree in the most efficient way. And so far, based on all that, including price, honestly, this is probably the best for me that I've seen. Hopefully, if you're looking for a climbing system, this was helpful for you. Definitely not a perfect stick, but it's not a bad one either. So just want to remind you again, head over to my last video about the Ridge Runner review. If you're looking for a platform, get on there, make a comment, and you'll be entered to win that. And the best of success to everyone who does it.